Hey guys, Eric here. I had gotten a request on one of my videos, comments, asking me to make a video about where INFJs would like to go for a hangout and what types of activities they enjoy, things to do together with them. And y'all have to pardon me, I am incredibly exhausted. If you can't tell, my roommate has given me no rest. He's never ever quiet. I mean, it's absolutely terrible, and can't wait for him to be gone the 1st of next month. He has drained me completely. But I still have a duty and an obligation for those of you who have subscribed to continue to make content that helps and supports you guys. So for those of you who have continued to support me throughout this journey, I remember having 30 subscribers at one point. Even making a video to celebrate, I'm like, yeah, I got to 30. And I'm thinking to myself, now if only I could get to 40. Months would go by and I wouldn't get subscribers sometimes. So those of you who have helped me on this journey, thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. What types of activities do INFJs enjoy? This is a good question, but it's also one that's a little bit tricky to answer. Most INFJs are a lot alike, and at the same time, our outlets are very widely ranged. I would say, just from what I've learned, a lot of INFJs that I've met enjoy playing video games. Some of them enjoy reading. Almost all of them enjoy Netflix or time spent indoors in their own homes. But see, this is where it gets tricky. The other question you asked is, things to do with an INFJ, and that is a very hard question to answer, because a lot of the times we are very turbulent. INFJs don't have consistent hobbies we do with other people because our mood changes based on how much social energy we have. What we feel like doing in that moment changes, and it can change in the drop of a hat. So let me kind of regroup and say INFJs in terms of hobbies. Anything that will allow us to feel like we are not trapped in a cage. We can let down our social guard, so to speak, and not have to worry about our surroundings. So things that we enjoy doing, when we have the energy to do them, anything, whether it be skateboarding, working out, I don't know about you, but I like going to the gym only whenever nobody else is there, or there's like one other person there. Actually, I prefer it when no one's there. I'll go to the park when no one is there and I'll work out, or I'll go for a walk in the woods. There used to be times I'd meet up with my friends and we'd go for walks in the woods by the local county park on a trail together, just the three of us. And we'd talk. Nobody else would be there, but the moment I heard other people coming down the trail, I just wanted to leave. I wanted to go right home. I lost interest in the activity and event altogether. Airsoft. I love airsoft because there's like 30 people in a game? Sometimes 20, sometimes 8, sometimes 50. But there's so many people and so many acres of land. I personally take the recon sniper role. I'll carry a sniper rifle and a submachine gun with me, gas-powered pistol too, but I prefer the recon role. And usually I'll camp out up in a tree because I can parkour and I like to climb, so usually I'll camp out in a tree, or I will make a place that will allow me to someone came out here, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just completely lost my train of thought, didn't even want to continue the video until they were gone. This is something I enjoy doing. So I'll make a place where I'll be able to camp out alone and do my own thing. I'll be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Survey my own area. So an activity an INFJ enjoys that's very, very broad. I know an INFJ who enjoys a get-together, with like 8 different people and having a murder mystery night indoors. And that blew my mind. I'm like, whoa, this person is inviting me to a get-together. She went to my work, didn't even know me. But she was getting a bunch of people together, and yeah, I can see that happening. But she said this was enough social interaction to last me for a year. And I said, yeah, me too. I honestly felt that way. Exaggerated or not, I definitely think I could have gotten through a year just living off that memory. So we INFJs are very secluded people, but we're secluded by choice. Our activities, our hobbies, are best spent being shared with one or two other people. So if an INFJ's never done something before, we're willing to give it a try. A lot of INFJs stick to what they know, right? They are accustomed to patterns. They're accustomed to their own areas of familiarity, and for us to step out of that usually is pretty uncomfortable, unless it's done in a small setting with one or two other people. We're willing to try new foods. We're willing to go to new buffets or new restaurants, or we'll even go on a sea trip, or we'll go on long car rides and explore new areas, or go camping. But the moment you bring extra people into the equation, we don't enjoy that hobby. I hope this is making sense. You asked me a question that is very contingent upon us being in the right environment. INFJs have a variety of hobbies. I've run tabletop games. I ran one that lasted 2 years with 5 different people came into the game. But I only had 2 and 3. One came in halfway through. So I had 2 people that from the start to finish for 2 years. And I met new people through this campaign. I didn't know them. And I had no problem associating with them because it wasn't a small group. And that's really how I feel. But another thing to consider, an INFJ has to be in the mood. If we're not in the mood to socialize, we're not in the mood for that activity. So if you're wondering, what does an INFJ enjoy doing? We'll either be upfront with you, or we'll be open to suggestions. Just start throwing suggestions on the table. Hey, do you want to go for a walk? Not really. How are you feeling right now? Like, you just want to spend time alone? I don't know, I just kind of want to relax. Well, how about we go out to the forest, have a picnic, maybe go swimming together by the lake? Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Now, and our... Like I said, we're very turbulent in this regard. Whatever we feel like doing in the moment is usually what we'll do. We're very spontaneous, but it's for this reason that we give our all to whatever we do. Whatever we put our hands to doing, we just dive all the way in, because we're not going to do something we don't want to. So if we're doing something, it's because we want to do it. At least you'll be able to tell if we're not having a good time. But I need to move on. I've spent too much time on this topic. So, question number 2. What are some activities you can do together in a hangout with an INFJ? Where would they like to go? Things they'd like to do? Well, I kind of already answered this, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more. So, hangouts, places an INFJ likes to go. This one's a little bit more defined. An INFJ's personality really determines this. Some like going to bookstores. I do not. I don't like bookstores. I have a eidetic memory, and for those of you who don't know, people with a photographic or eidetic memory have more white matter in their brain. And effectively what this means is they're able to retrieve information over the long term that most people end up forgetting, or it's stored in their subconscious. They can't remember it. But people with a photographic and eidetic memory can remember what they've seen or heard or read over long periods of time. So effectively, this is what I'm trying to say. Most people learn small amounts of information over the course of time. I learn a lot of information in a short period of time. The brain is still a muscle, and as much as I would want to, I can't sit down and read a book over a long period of time. I just get bored way too easily. And I will memorize like the first 2 pages right now. Copyrighted. I can get in trouble. Demonetization, videos, have it taken down, cease and desist orders. I can't quote to you the Harry Potter book. You have to go out and buy it. But right now I can see the pages in my head. I can tell you what page it's on, and actually quote back the Harry Potter book to you. But that didn't happen in the course of one day. I must have read the same 3 pages 3 times, and I am I just can't stay into it. I start getting physical headaches, and it's like I don't enjoy bookstores. I'm surrounded by overloads of information, and I'm looking at the cover of a book, and that's burned an image into my brain. I can't forget it. So naturally, when it comes to reading, I don't enjoy it because it is very exhausting and it physically hurts me to be in bookstores because I'll remember everything that I see or read. So I, for the same reason, do not enjoy large overloads of information in like cafes, right, where there's 20 people in there playing a tabletop game. I'm watching them play, and now I have that image stored in my brain, and I can 20 days later say, yeah, I remember being at that cafe. There was this guy with brown hair that went to about his shoulders, and he was wearing short sleeves with a blue collar neck, and he didn't have a tie on, but his shoes were about brown, kind of like sneakers. Didn't pay too much attention to them, and he rolled a 20, natural 20, and his character did this and slew the dragon, or went into the orc dungeon and he managed to find treasure chests behind the waterfall. Someone's like, dude, how can you remember all this? I don't know, I just do. Right, so I can remember it like a movie. Most INFJs are not like this. I take that back. A lot of INFJs are like this. They are not like I am. My extent in this regard of remembering things is just way out there. But I know other INFJs who are the same. And it is very difficult for us to see faces coming and going. So when we go for a hangout, it, one, depends on our social battery. 2, it depends on our familiarity with the people we're around. 3, it depends on our environment. 4, it depends on us as individuals and our personality. 5, it depends on what we are in the mood for that day. So if there have been times I want to go to a bookstore just because I feel like buying a book. I just feel like doing it. It doesn't mean I'll ever read it, but I feel like having that book, and maybe I'll read 1 or 2 pages. Or for me, I'll go on articles and I'll read online. Did you know? I read this once and I can still remember the formula forever. 1/4 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of honey is a natural. Over the course of time, your lips develop dead skin cells. Most people don't know this, and they'll go like their whole lives never actually scrubbing off their lips. And believe me, that's why. By the way, man, if you don't already know this, this is why women's lips look a lot healthier and a lot more appealing to the eye. But there's dead skin cells on your lips that accumulate over the course of time. Taking a washcloth in the shower, rubbing it off can help, but natural keeps your lips healthy and actually nourishes them and gets rid of the dead skin cells. Natural home remedy. 1 teaspoon of honey, 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, mix it together, put it on your lips, wait for 1 minute, and then wipe it all off with water. Your lips will feel amazing, trust me. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, I have an eidetic memory. I can remember all this stuff. So there have been times I've wanted to go to the bookstore, but I won't stick around for long. What am I trying to say? You might say, or can you just wrap it up? Well, this is what I'm trying to say. Your INFJ is spontaneous. They are very in the moment. For an hour they'll be playing a video game, then they'll just want to turn it off and go do something else. Do it with them. If they want to go somewhere with them. If you feel like doing something and they're your friend and they care about you, they're probably going to say sure. You know, they may not feel up to it for more than an hour and a half, and just keep that on the table. Be like, why don't we go out, you know? Feel like doing something else, just let me know. And talk with them. You know, your INFJ has no problem bonding with you if that's what they want to do. So just offer to go places. Hey, do you want to go out to the buffet? Sure, I'll go out to eat. You know, we understand. We've had to live with this. We understand that it's not something that can be helped, so we just do it. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, but we know, hey, I'm probably going to be exhausted after this event. I'm going to have to go out today, but whatever, I have to go out today. So we just do it. You know, we can't help it, so we live with it. There's no other option. So hopefully that answers your questions. I don't have the energy to answer the first one, which is what types of questions do INFJs like being asked. I kind of already answered in the comments, but open questions that aren't open-ended lets us put our emotional morals and boundaries into the conversation, Eric. Why do you think people do this? I don't know. Do you think it's okay that someone gets angry with somebody else? I mean, I think everybody gets angry. Whether or not it's okay, yeah, I think that kind of depends. Well, what do you mean? I don't know. I just kind of feel like if someone's angry, they're allowed to be angry. They're allowed to yell, but I don't think anybody should be mean. If you have to insult somebody to get your point across, I think you've done something wrong. Questions like that really get an INFJ's personal feelings in the mix. Let us share our thoughts. It's a great way to break the ice with us, kind of bond. And yeah, you can read the comments. I know I replied already, but hopefully that helps explain things a little bit more. Hope this video has answered any questions you had, and please drop a like. If this is your first time here, welcome. Continue to support my channel for all of you who already have, and I will see you all next time. I would have liked to close a little bit more emphasis and, spontaneity like I normally do, but spontaneity? I don't think that's even a word. Wow, I am brain dead today. I'm sorry. That's a little bit embarrassing. But for those of you who have supported me, continue to do so, please. And I will see everybody next time. Drop a comment if you have any personal questions or you want me to cover a specific topic. Peace.